All right, back for another installment of the Talented Learning Executive Briefing series. Today we have the Talent LMS folks. Gina, take it away.
Thanks so much, John. Hi, everybody. My name is Gina Leonatos, and I am the Partner Marketing Manager here at Talent LMS. I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an introduction into what Talent LMS is all about and a bit about the work that we do before we take you into an interactive demonstration.
All right.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun. So just top line, Talent LMS was engineered back in 2012 by our parent company, Epignosis, and we have since operated in the corporate LMS sector. At Epignosis, we are pioneers in learning technology, and our mission is simple. We want to democratize learning. We want to make e-learning more accessible to more companies of all sizes. We were founded in 2012. We're a fast-growing company with over 100 staff and offices in San Francisco, New York, London, and Athens. And we have 3 exceptional software within our suite. We have eFront, which is an enterprise offering LMS. And we have Talent Cards, which is mobile first, which really focuses on mobile learning and micro learning. And we have Talent LMS, which we will be taking you through today, and we're very excited to do so. We really designed Talent LMS to help businesses of all sizes deliver effective, engaging, and successful online training, whether that be to their employees, partners, or customers. Where it really shines, though, is in the SMB market. Talent LMS is ideal for any training, and when I say any training, I mean any training, from onboarding through to compliance. It's suitable for most industries, from manufacturing to healthcare and everything in between. So whether you're perhaps an HR manager, an operations director, an IT executive, or even a head of sales and marketing, Talent LMS has thoughtful features that allow the software to be customized according to each organization's needs and each use case as well. We really like to consider ourselves to be challenging the LMS status quo. And some of the key features that Talent LMS offers is firstly ease of use. Now, Talent LMS is widely recognized by users for its user-friendly interface. It lets you build your training courses seriously within minutes and manage your users in a few clicks. And really, you can start your training right away. The beauty of Talent LMS is that once you quickly master the basics, you can then take advantage of the broad range of features that it offers, which we'll be taking you through in a little bit. Flexibility is also something that we really pride ourselves on. Talent LMS scales on demand according to users' needs and comes with zero maintenance. There are no hidden fees or long-term commitments or any lock-ins, really. Also, it's one of the only corporate LMSs that offers a freemium account. So we offer people a forever free plan, which they can use to really test out the product, and then they can sign on without having to take a huge leap of faith. Especially in the current climate, I think this is something that is really important to business owners and to all organizations. And we really focused on how we could be disruptive in terms of pricing while offering really a product with as many features and functionality as possible. So we are recognized as the most affordable training solution. We provide industry-leading LMS features combined with a library of ready-made courses at the lowest price per user, which, is really important. These 3 main highlights, we believe, create an all-in-one solution that is game-changing. We have made an LMS proposition that is easier and it's more cost-effective. And also, for a portion of the market, we have made having an LMS an accessible option, potentially for the first time. We're really driven by delivering results for our customers as well. In G2's recent corporate LMS report, Talent LMS was named an industry leader, scoring well above the average on a few very key business metrics. Some of those were time to go live. So Talent LMS has been found to be 2 times faster than the category average in terms of going live with your LMS. A really important one is one you can see on the screen, which is return on investment. So on average, TalentLMS users have basically reported back to G2 that they saw a return on investment within 9 months versus the category average, which is 19 months. And that's something we're really proud of as well.
Oh, great.
We're also proud to have received a good solid list of accolades as well from independent software review sites over the years. And the constant feedback from our customers really drives our updates, our product releases, our innovations, and it's what really keeps our designers hungry to keep exceeding customer expectations. And following on from that, something that we had a huge amount of demand from was our customers was a ready-made online course library. So last month we launched Talent Library, which is a full library of uniquely designed and professionally crafted course collections, which are available exclusively to Talent LMS customers. Course collections will cover topics like health and safety, leadership, customer service, marketing, teamwork, security. There's a whole range, and they're designed to be very memorable and engaging. They're really, really lovely courses, and we hope that you can take a look at them as well. And that's just kind of the beginning, and this is kind of our latest development that I wanted to share with you as well. We kind of think that adding this course library to the Talent LMS offering was kind of the missing piece to make us an all-in-one offering for somebody looking for an LMS for their corporate training. So that's where we're at. We're really excited to be here. That I hope gives you a bit of an understanding of the overall context of Talent LMS.
Wow, excellent. Thank you, Gina. That does give us a good understanding. So real quickly, what would be the difference between enterprise grade and small and medium business? Just the other application is for large global companies. I'm not quite sure of the difference. Could you? I think a lot of people are wondering that.
Yeah, sure. Now, there are a few differences, and Mary, please do jump in if you feel I've missed something. When we talk about eFront, which is our enterprise offering, eFront offers on-premise, whereas Talent LMS is a purely cloud service. So for enterprises and larger organizations that have other security requirements, that's where eFront steps in. It also offers white label options as well as a few other functions that Talent LMS doesn't. We chose not to go down that path with Talent LMS because we really wanted to focus on servicing the small to medium-sized businesses first and foremost, and make an offering that was going to fit those needs and fit that pricing as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Gina, can you use Talent LMS in scenarios where an organization wants to manage multiple audiences at the same time, so their employees, their customers, and their partners? Can you do that simultaneously?
We certainly can, and Mary will most likely show you that within the demonstration as well.
Okay, excellent. Well, great. Well, thanks. Let's get looking at it. I can't wait to see it.
Great.
So, Mary, I'll pass that over to you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. So now I can share my screen, and let me know if you can see that.
Perfectly.
Perfect. So yes, as Gina mentioned before, TalentLMS is an easy-to-use cloud LMS system, and the best with us is that you can be up and running in no time. You can set up your portal this way to match your branding. So this is a custom homepage that I have prepared for you. And I would like to first show you how easy it's going to be as a learner to log into your platform and access your courses. I will just need to click on the login button, add my username and password here. And once I hit the login button, I will access my dashboard where I can find all the courses I have been assigned to. Maybe I have selected them alone from the course catalog. Maybe the administrator or the instructor has decided to assign it to me. And here I can see all the courses organized by category and then sorted alphabetically on my dashboard. Of course, it doesn't mean I have to complete the entire course in one seat. I can exit the system, and when I come back, I will continue from where I left. So this is the learner view, and as you can see, it's quite simple. These are all the courses I've been assigned to. I can always find more on the catalog, if the admin wants that, of course. I can check my own progress, and if you want the learner to be assigned to a group so he can be automatically assigned to courses, to a group of courses, you can share with your learner a key, and he can do this alone. I think communication is a really important part of the training, and if you want, you can create discussions. This tool looks like a forum where people can talk to each other. You can create the topics, and everybody can read comments and post their own ideas. And on the calendar, so they can keep better track of their training, they can see the upcoming training sessions and any course expirations. So now we're going to switch view, and we will see how we can accomplish all of that as an administrator. Well, the moment you create an account, I'm sorry, I was idle for some time. The moment you create an account, then you will be the super admin. You're the owner of the platform, and once you log in, you will see the administrator dashboard. You're the person that has the most permissions in here, and you will be able to customize your platform, create the users, add your content, create notifications, and all of that from this view. To make it easier, we have tried to separate the things you have to do into 3 different roles. So as an administrator, you can see all these features, but as an instructor, you can see all the courses that you have been assigned to. So from this view, you will be able to edit the content, change the rules of the course so you can make them very unique. And then you would most probably like to test this. So you also have the learner role to complete the course and see how is the end user experience. So let's start from the administrator. The first thing we would like to set up here is it would be in account settings in order to customize the platform. You have already decided your URL, you have already decided your site name, and you might want to change your logo. You can change the icon of the browser, and you can also change how the homepage would look like. You can either decide to have a simple login page where on the top left we will just have your logo, and in the middle a place to add your username and password to log in, or you can customize it like I have done and add extra pages and URLs at the top of the screen. So on the navigation bar, you can add more elements, and this is the home page we watched before. I added my image here, a welcome message, and if you want to promote your courses, because it's not just for internal training, you might want to sell some of your courses, you can add some featured courses on this page. Well, it doesn't matter where you're located, where your customers are, or your employees. You can set a default language for the system. So usually we pick English here, but if the audience feels better with a different language, we have the option to separate our users with branches. So we can have a branch for each country perhaps, and then we also have the option to ask the learner alone to go to My Info and change his language from his own profile. So if you prefer to see everything in Spanish, if you want to start practicing Spanish, this is a way to do that, and this will update the interface of the platform, not your courses.
Okay, bueno.
You can also you can also change your time zone. We can set a default time zone for all, but then again, each user, probably they're located in different places. They can pick their own time zone, and this is going to be extremely useful if you're planning to have live webinars. We can offer blended learning, so each user can see the session on his own time zone.
Mary, what's the, excuse me, what is the scope of the languages? Do you have like 10 or so, or?
There are more than 25 languages.
25 languages, wow.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can add more details like the date format. I know that you're there in US, you're used to see first the month and then the date, but in Europe it works a little bit different. So your reports will make sense this way. If you're selling your courses, you can decide in which currency you would like to do that. You can add announcements for your users. They can see a message after logging in or before logging in. And from the security settings here, it's really worth mentioning that we support API. This is not an isolated software. We can make it talk with other services that also support API. So in short, it's the application programming interface. So it's a great way for a different product to talk to another and have the other program do some stuff for it or give some information. So we can automate some procedures. If you're selling your courses, again, you really want to show the courses to people that find your website, and this is a good idea. You can enable the external course catalog for that. And you don't want to just offer online courses. Many companies are now transitioning from traditional training to online, but they still want to have some contact with their users. So with live webinars, we can achieve that. And if you want, you can use our integrated video conference tool, and you can host a webinar for free. You don't have to install anything. Or if you prefer to continue using your tool, we have some options here. You can connect your tool with TalentLMS, and it's pretty simple. And every time you schedule a session in here, you can see that session being automatically created on your conference tool. So it really saves time.
Wow. Mary, the integrated tool that you were talking about, the integrated virtual. So is that like an alternative to GoToMeeting or Zoom? Or...
Yes, it's actually the big blue button tool, if you have heard of that.
Okay.
And you can host a webinar and for 40 users. And of course, there is no limit. You can create as many webinars as needed.
Wow, and that comes with the license, or that's an enhancement to the core package?
Well, in the free plan, you can test the webinar tool. So you have the option to create up to 3 webinars. And in any paid plan you choose to go, you can create unlimited webinars.
Wow, that's a great service. Okay, thank you.
And I think this is also very, very useful. You can create extra fields that will appear on your courses, because we always want to add more details and we don't know where to add these, or we can select more information from our users. Because right now, if you create a user, we just know their name, their last name, and an email address. So we're more complex than that. We might want to know when they were hired, if we're talking about our employees. Maybe we want to know their country, if we're selling the courses. So we can collect all this data while they're signed up. We can make them all mandatory, so we're sure we're going to get this information from everybody. Visible on reports, which I think is the whole point. So you can have extra data on your reports. And because we are working most of the times with branches, this is the way to separate your employees into different audiences. Maybe you want to select different information from different users. So you might want to ask the hiring date only from the brands that is meant for compliance training, not for the brands that you have for selling your courses. And whatever you create here can also be used on your notifications, because you can automate messages here, and your certifications, because usually at the end of the course, we want some evidence. We want to issue a certificate to our users. So in order to add more details on the certification, you can select this information first from here and then add it on the certification. Now we're moving to the second tab to decide how users will be created. If you want to use the system for internal training, it's better to control the sign-up method. We don't want random people on our site. So you can either allow them to directly sign up, or you can manually add the users. And you don't have to add them one by one. You can also import users, so you can mass add them and also allocate them into their courses, branches, or groups.
How do you do that? You don't have to show me, but is that like just through a spreadsheet upload? Is that what you mean?
Exactly. You can have an Excel sheet, and the way that the sheet is, you just drop it there and we click import and we will create everything.
Oh, great.
And there are many things that will save us time, like in the password settings, you can give the same password to all the users, and the first time they log in, they will have to update it alone, so this is better. You can add your terms of service. People have to accept them if they want to use the platform. You can change the visible user format. Sometimes we prefer more anonymities here, so we can add here the option to show only the username of the person. And in the social options, you might want to make it easier for them and sign up through social media. And I really like this feature where we can allow the learners to share their certificates on LinkedIn. I think it's very nice that we're training our employees, so let's show that.
Excellent. Excellent. And when you say sign in through social media, how does that work? If they're already logged into one of those three, then they click a button and that automatically creates the account. Is that what happens?
Exactly. We're getting their information and we'll create an account here.
Wow. Okay. Great.
And now we're going to our themes tab. And this is the place where we can customize the platform. And you don't have to be a developer to do that. I'm terrible with coding, so that's why I feel very happy in here, because I just need to select different items and say, for example, I don't want the box title to be anymore in blue. I want to make this black. And you can see that it's changing already. If I want to save that, I just need to click on the update button and this will apply across the platform. And there are many items you can update here. And you might want to have more advanced customization. For that, we will need someone that knows a little bit of CSS or JavaScript. And again, I'm terrible with that. So I usually go just to the help section and try to find articles about this. One of my favorite articles is this one, where we already offer the code to the users. I just need to replace the image URL with mine, and I could have something like this, which is quite impressive. And here you can also create more themes in case you would like to have a different theme per branch. If you're training different customers and you want to train their employees, probably you want to offer a customized solution for each of your clients. So you can create your themes in here and then associate it with their branch. We can create our own certifications. You can either use one of our backgrounds or you can upload your own. Once you do this, just hit on the Save button and we can add it on the list with all the other certifications. You can also change the text. You need to go here to the template and replace the wording, add more placeholders, add more information like the extra fields that I've created before on the certification. And to make it more fun, we have here the gamification feature where we can give points to users to log in more often, to complete more courses. They can also receive badges for the actions they are doing in the system. And all of these could be rules so they can upgrade into a higher level. And if you want, you can show that to your learners. You can enable the leaderboard. So if for a moment we switch to the learner role, you will be able to see next to my name how many points I have so far. I click on that and I can check the leaderboard. And I'm ranking 15th. So let's see who is first. And I can also see how I can collect more points. So hopefully this will create a healthy competition between the users and they will be more engaged with the platform.
That Jim is always such an eager beaver.
In case you're selling your courses, you might want to go here in e-commerce. You can connect with your PayPal or Stripe account and start adding prices to your courses. There is no commission when you sell your course. We just need a place to add your money. You can also issue invoices directly from the platform. We will use your logo and any business information you would like to add. And if you want to add a campaign, if you want to create a coupon code, this is the place to do that. You just add the code and for how long it's going to be valid, how much percentage off I will receive, and how many times we can use this coupon code. Let's say it's a Black Friday and we want to make a generous offer. You have already decided your domain name once you created an account with us. But another reason to visit this place is in case you would like to have a custom domain name. You can map your portal with a custom URL so you can remove the TalentLMS reference from here. You don't have to show that you're using our service for your training.
Hey, Mary, quick question. You don't see every day the invoice capability in LMSs. So what happens then? So you send that invoice out manually, and And then what happens? What would be the workflow in something like that? How could customers use that?
So a learner goes on the catalog, selects one of the courses, he purchased them, and then he receives a message. And he can always check on his profile. There is a tab that will appear here saying my payments. I'm sorry, I haven't done any payment recently. So one of these would be my payments, and I can always check my past invoices and download them anytime.
And then somebody on the administrative side would, receive the paper check, I guess, and then come back in here and grant access. Is that the workflow, or?
No, the moment the payment is received, and usually this is done right away because it's PayPal Stripe, there is no extra step to confirm the payment. So the learner is immediately, he will immediately have access to the course.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Now, the second feature I would set up would be right here in Event Engine. Well, we actually have two really cool features here, the notifications, and for some specific plans, automations. This is one of the features that you can unlock if you are on the Plus or Premium plan. So let's see first the notifications. You can see here on the list all the notifications you're using. These are the automated messages your learners, instructors, or admins will receive when a specific event happens. You can always delete a notification if you don't need that anymore, or edit to change the text. And you also have the option to create your own notification. So we add a new one, and we can select from the event list when we would like to send a message. I think they're all very, very useful, but we don't want to spam our users. So let's use this notification to send reminders to people to complete the training. We can decide who will be the recipient, when it's going to be sent. And the first line is the subject. So here we can say something like reminder from, and use your site name. And now we can start typing our message. You create your message, you give a name to the notification. This is just for your database. Learners cannot see that. So once you create it, it's going to be added on the list with all the others with a name that you have given. You can see on which event is triggered and who is going to get the notification.
And that notification is just email, or can that be a webhook also? It's just email?
It's an email, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And in here, you can see the most recent notifications. You can always preview to see how it looked like. And we can send again notifications. And now I'm jumping to automations. A feature that most admins and instructors love because we can automate the course assignment. Let me give you directly an example. Usually when a learner completes a course, we would like to be assigned to the next training automatically. So we can decide when this will happen. We just save this automation here, and the system will do the action for us. So every time a user completes this course, he will be automatically assigned to this one. And we can add more if we want to.
Nice. It's neat how it starts to blend between this and CRM type technology with the automation and the sequences.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And there's also very nice automation that really helps you control how many users you have in here. Since we can deactivate all of these users that haven't logged in for a period of time in our system, probably we don't need them in here. And deactivating is pretty safe because the user is still in the platform. You haven't lost anything. So if he returns, you can always activate his account and he can continue from where he's left.
Excellent. Excellent. So you can just set that and forget it then. So if somebody doesn't show up for 60 or 90 days, they're kind of deactivated until they come back. That's what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
And now I think it's time to start thinking about our courses. Usually we know how we would like to organize them, so we know the topics we would like to train people on, and we can set them up as categories. To add a new category is pretty straightforward. We just give it a name and we save that. If you want to create a subcategory, you just need to select the parent one and then save it. If you're selling your courses, you might want to add a price to your category, so you can sell all the courses of this category as a single bundle. So with one single price, I can get access to all the courses of this category. And now we can create a course, which is something you can do either from your admin role. You can see this button here, or from your instructor role. We have the same button right here. The only difference is that the instructor is the one that will be able to add content in your course. An admin cannot do that. If I start the process as administrator, you can see what an admin can do. Just create the information page of the course. So we can give here a name to the course, assign it to one of our categories. We can add a description, upload an image for each course. Usually the courses are active and not hidden from the catalog, so learners can go alone and select that. These are one of my extra fields that I have created. Courses are always sorted alphabetically, so if you ever want to change the order of the courses, you can use a course code. Add a price if you want to sell that, and if you're selling, we really encourage you to add an introductory video, something that people can watch before they're assigned to the course. You can add a time limit. You can give certificates at the end of the course. And now, Phil, I'm ready to add some content. To add content, again, I need to be the instructor, so the system will switch me to my instructor role. Of course, we can have more instructors in this course, so we can all work together. You just need to assign the rest of the people as instructors. And it only takes a minute to create a course. You just need to upload your files here, and the easiest way to do that, it would be by dragging and dropping your files. So just go to the folder where you keep all your files, and let's select this presentation and drop it in here. This will create my first unit. Here we have our presentation. And the other option would be to click on the Add button and select what type of content you would like to create. You can upload videos, you can upload audio files, more presentations, PDF files, Word documents. SCORM files are very, very popular lately. If you have an authoring tool to design your own interactive training, you can upload the SCORM file in here. We're gonna follow your rules as you have set them up on your authoring tool. And you can also use other websites and iframe them. You can embed them in this site. A good practice would be to add tests as well. We want to check their knowledge of the users. And it's quite easy. We give it a name. And from the right side of the screen, you can select what type of question you would like to use. We also support randomized tests. And let's create together a multiple choice. We can add our question here, insert tables, links, and images. And I'm a really big fan of the smart tags. I think it's very nice to call the user with their first name. They will immediately pay attention here. You can add the possible answers, define which is the correct one, and your question is already saved on your test. If you have the same questions in most of your courses, you don't have to recreate them. You just need to click on this button and we'll bring them all here. So if there is something you would like to reuse, you add it to your test. We can change the order, we can update the weight, and in the options, we can set up things like the duration, the passing score, allow the learners to repeat the test, what they will see after submitting the test, how they will complete the test, can they move back and forward to change an answer? For extra security, you may want them to take a photo before they start the test. And let's leave here a positive message. This is a message they will see before starting the test, when they pass and when they fail. So for the learner, this is how it would look like. And this is great if you have fixed questions, but if you have free text questions that you would like your learner to develop an answer instead, you can use our assignment feature. It's a little bit different. It looks more like an essay. So you can add here all the details and ask the question. And because it's more complex, it's not possible that the system can create this answer. We need a real person. We want the instructor to check the answer, and only if he approves, we can move on. If this takes a lot of time and you don't want the learner to wait, you can accept the answer the moment they upload it. To give you an example, this is great for your support team. You can give them a scenario of a difficult customer and ask them how they would respond. So if we save that, this is what my employees would see. All the details, the question, and they can either type an answer, upload a file as an answer, record a video or an audio. And this is great if you're hiring somebody and you want to see how they would respond.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And so far, we created an online course. If you want to have a blended learning, you can create an instructor-led training unit. We can make it part of the training and have a session that will happen, let's say today, in a real physical place. So we can add here the meeting room, we can add the location, how many people can fit in the room, or if it's going to be a webinar, select webinar and click on this button to use the connected tool we have here, the conference tool. You can pick the date, you can pick the time, you can add the session, a name to the session, set the duration, add a description, and we save that. I should have given a name. So here we are. So my learners had to first watch the video, complete the presentation, pass the test, and when they reach the instructor-led training unit, they will see a button to register for the session. And you can see who is planning to participate. We have a list of all the users. And 15 minutes before the session starts, you can click on the Join button. Now we're talking about a webinar, so we will transfer you to the tool, either to the integrated video conference tool or the tool that you have connected in here. And once we're done, we have to come back to the system and we will use the list of these users to say whether they pass or fail that unit. If they showed up, most probably they just passed.
Are you marking that completion manually, or is that coming from the integration?
It's manually, yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
We can either do this from here or from your home dashboard as an instructor. Next to assignments, you see here all the instructor-led training users. So whoever has registered for a webinar will appear here with pending status, and I can mass grade them and say whether they passed or failed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's return to the course. Of course, we can add more units. There is no limit to that. We just encourage people to have nice short courses so we can keep them interesting. We can always reorder them, edit them, and you can also decide how a user will move from one unit to the other. By default, all the units will be completed with a simple checkbox. So at the end of the unit, they will have a button to complete the unit and move to the next one. It's very nice, it's very easy, but sometimes it's too easy and it may feel they're skipping units. So we can ask them a question instead, and if they get it right, then they can move on, or we can add a timer and really force them to stay here for as long as we want. This is perfect for your videos. They can't skip videos this way.
Mm-hmm.
Any file you upload will be here in your files folder. It's like the small library for this course. If you lose something from your desktop, it's okay. You can download it from here again. We have a backup. And if you ever want to share a file with a learner, you can share it this way. So now learners can download it. In the rules and path, we can decide how the course will be completed. And we're usually building knowledge, so maybe it's better if units are completed in a sequential order, but we can change that. We can also select how many units should be completed if we want the entire course to be considered completed. Change the average score of this course, and design your own learning path. You can add prerequisites and make the learner complete courses in the order that you want to. So right now, it's like I'm asking the learner to first complete the general principles course, and when this is done, the next one will be unlocked. So let's save it this way. And let's go back to the administrator side. Now it's time to start to decide how we can manage our users. And usually companies have different departments, or they have an LMS system, so it's a great opportunity to also train external partners, customers, and we can do this all in one platform. We can do this with branches. You can build smaller subdomains for a specific client, for a specific department, and we can do this together. And let's say that we would like to have a branch only for the support team. We want the support members to have a different site where they will have access to specific courses. And from now on, this will be their URL. Each branch comes with its own URL. You can have a different title, description, and theme. You can have a different logo in case you're building this branch for your customer, a different language, time zone, a different way of signing up. Maybe you want to dedicate a branch just for selling your courses. So here people can sign up alone. But because you're paying for everybody, you may want to add a limit to the branch. And this is very important, and that's why it's by default enabled. We usually don't want the members of a branch to be able to log into another branch. Support members have only their site. They shouldn't be able to log in to the sales branch. We want to keep them separate. So we save the branch. And as mentioned before, when you add users, you don't have to do this one by one. We can mass add users and also allocate them into branches. Right now, I will show you how I can manually add some users. Let's find a learner as well. And from all the courses we have, I want them to only access these 2 courses on the catalog. We have 70 courses so far, but the support members will log in into a site where only 2 courses will be available. And if you want to test that, you can try to do this through a learner, because you have the option, any admin has the option to use the account of a user and log in there. So I'm Elena now. I'm on the catalog, but I did a mistake and I haven't been signed in to a specific brand. So let me try this again. Let's check if Elena belongs to other sites. I don't want that. I want Elena to be only a member of the support team. So now it's going to work differently. I think it's good that happened. Let's see how this will work now. We'll log in into the account of Elena. That she belongs to a restricted branch, so she has to go here. She can't log into the main site. This is how branches work. Even if a learner figures out that if you change slightly the URL, he can log in inside here. We will tell him that, no, you don't belong there. You have to go to your own site. So now I'm under my correct site, and on the catalog, I can only see courses that you have added. I cannot see everything. I can only see the courses that you have shared with my branch. I will most probably get both. Again, I'm the learner. I'm trying to get all the courses I want. I can see preview. And now every time I log in, I will see the courses on my dashboard. Some courses have some rules. I cannot start with this one because it's restricted. It all depends on our settings. So this is how branches work. And most of our customers are going this way if we want to restrict people to access a specific course catalog, but also if we want their managers to only access the reports of their teams. So I'm trying to now to log in back to my main site, because we have one more feature that will help you organize your users, and this would be with groups. Groups, it's not a way to restrict people, but it will really help the administrators and the instructors to put some people together, then some courses, and mass add users to courses. Here we have groups. For example, you want all the HR courses in one group. We save the group. Let's decide first what courses will be part of this group. We add as many courses as we need, and now we go back to the Users tab. If you want to give these courses to your users, add the members to the group, and now use the mass action to assign all the users to all the courses of the group. So we just performed 15 enrollments. I didn't have to go to each user profile to add him to a course. This is way faster. And we can also use the same button to remove users from courses. So a small recap. You have your main site, and whoever has access in here, we can see there all the users, all the courses, and reports about everyone. If we want to restrict people, we have to do this with branches. Branches come with their own URL, and that's how you know that I will log into something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And groups could be a feature within branches, could be a way to organize them so you can mass add users to courses. This is how we organize them, and this is how we control them. We also have user types. Your user type, as the owner of a platform, is the one of the superadmin. You are the strongest type we have here, and you have permissions to switch to your admin role, instructor, and learner role whenever you want. Nobody can ever change your permissions. You can have people helping you out, and they can be superadmins like you are, or they can be administrators. As you can see, they have the same permissions like you, but the difference is that they can be edited. So if we want, an admin can be restricted, so he won't be able to delete users anymore or delete courses, and we can remove these permissions from their type. You can do the same for anyone that is just a trainer, a learner, or you can create your own user type. We usually get this request from the accounting department that they really want access to our reports, so we can create a type just for them and give them access to only the feature they want to have. And that's it. That's how TalentLMS works. But if you want to create all of that in no time, it would be better to use the import option. So I will show you that. You can either use the cheat sheet here to check what kind of format we need to create users or courses,
Mm-hmm.
or you can download this sample Excel file. I think this is better because we provide a template that you can edit and organize your data. So if you want to add users, just put here all their details. If you want to create courses like an admin, again, create your courses this way. If you know how you want to divide your users, create the branches and groups, add categories, but you can also update them. You can add directly a user to a course, to a group, and to a branch. So with this file, you just need to save that, drop it in here, and we click import. Once you do this, whatever is new on the file will create an account for the user. If the user already exists, we can also use this file to update him.
Fantastic. And can that file contain the custom fields also?
Yes, if we want, we can add extra columns, correct.
Great.
And now we can check our reports. This is the final thing. Reports from the main site will give away information for all the users we have. You can download a generic training progress report, or if you want, you can schedule reports. We can say that every week, not Mondays, let's say Tuesday. Monday is very hard. We want to get this report every week on Tuesday to this email address. And here you can include any email address. This person doesn't have to be in this portal to be able to take this report, to receive this report. All the users in one list. If you want, you can click on a specific user to find more details about his progress. His report can be exported and scheduled, and report that can be exported can be scheduled. These are all the courses that Clay has been assigned to. He hasn't gotten certificates yet, but if there were, we will be able to download them. Some badges he received from gamification. And I know exactly what he's doing. I know when he signed in, when he completed a course. Everything is available on the timeline. If we want, we can take a report for all the courses. Since we're working with branches or groups, you can check how they perform as a team. And for reports like coming from SCORM files, tests, and surveys, we have a separate place here. And for example, we can open one of the test reports to see how it looks like. We can see all the submissions, the score of a user, how much time he spent in the test. So this way we know whether they cheated or not.
Mm-hmm.
We can preview to see their answers. We can print the results. And the analysis tab is a very useful tool for the instructors so they can see how answers are distributed. And in this case, I understand that they are getting very confusing here. Maybe I need to improve my content.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the king of all the reports, and I always say that this is my favorite feature in here, is custom reports. You have the option to create a personalized report. This is also a feature that is being unlocked when you are on a Plus or Premium plan. And to create one together, we can select users that belong to a specific branch. You can start using rules here, up to 5 different rules. It's going to work like they're filters, and it will only show you users that belong to this branch, but at the same time have the scores, or haven't logged in for a period of time, have a certificate but is now expired. You can decide which user should be on your report, and you can also decide what information you want from them. So I definitely want their name, but I don't care right now about their email address or the user type. I can remove these tabs and add my own columns, like the extra fields that I've created. Move it around. I give a name to my report. I don't have to lose that. I don't have to do this from scratch. And we save that. There is only one user right now in this branch, but these are the columns I wanted to see. I can export this report. I can schedule the report. And I can also perform a mass action that will affect only the people on that list. So we usually run a report for a reason. Why you wanted to see all the inactive users? Because it's time to activate them. Why you want to see people that haven't logged in for a period of time? I want to send them a message or assign them to a new course. This action will affect only the people on that list. And that's it from the admin side. As instructor, you'll be spending most of the time inside your courses so you can build the content. But from the right side of the screen, you can find more features. If you want to, you can create discussions. We mentioned this briefly at the beginning. This is the forum tool where you can create topics, add your message, and then decide who can participate to this discussion. Maybe everybody, or you would like to make this specific to the members of a course or a group. So learners, if you want to, they can open one of the discussions. I can read all the comments. I can reply to a user or just add my own comment. On the calendar, you will be able to see all the events you have scheduled. I think it's nice to keep them all in one place. So if you want to, you can export those events to your own calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the learner role, we saw that at the very beginning, gives us an idea what the learner can see. So always all the courses we have been assigned to on this dashboard, We can find more in the catalog, check our own progress, and if there's anything you're not planning to use and you want to remove it from the learner view, it's just something you can remove from the learner type. We go to user types, edit the learner type, and remove this permission from their view. So we can make it very, very simple. And if you want to use our courses, the course store is right here. You can find the talent library. As Gina mentioned, it's a collection of animated off-the-shelf training courses covering soft skills. And if you want to access the talent library, you will need to upgrade your TalentLMS plan, and then you will have unlimited access to all the courses. And because the talent library will continue to expand its collections, over the coming years, you will have access to hundreds of courses.
Great.
And yes, I think that's it from my
side.
LMS.
And that's the Talent LMS. Well, that's great. You've made a lot of progress since the last time I've checked in on the application, maybe about a year ago. So it looks like you're continuing to do some nice development, and certainly can see where it's applicable in your target markets, focus on the small and medium business, and really a lot of nice features to make it easy to get going. The import feature was really neat. All in all, very solid. The ability, just small things, but the ability to use the first name inside the reports and notifications and inside the courses. That's the first time I've ever seen that, to actually use the CRM type tags inside the courses, which is a really nice addition. Love the events and automation is really cool, as well as how you approach reports and the custom reports and things like that. So it's yeah, it's nice to see what you guys are up to in your target market, and I can see how it'd be applicable. Thanks for taking the time to show it to us.
Our pleasure.
All right, Gina, Mary, have a great day. Thanks again, and audience, we'll see you on the next one.